Hi everyone, I'm BJ Muir from JesusHelpMeParent.com, and I help families just like yours use a heart-based approach to parenting. So if you want practical parenting solutions that bring about real and lasting heart change in your kids, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now. And in today's video, I want to talk to you about using Matthew 18 to help kids solve conflict. We've been talking a lot in recent videos about how honor is the solution for sibling conflicts and the root causes of sibling conflicts. If you haven't caught those videos, go ahead and click on the playlist that you see down in the description down below. And make sure to hit that like button after you watch each video because you are really going to like them all. Anyway, I want to talk to you though. We talk about all these root causes and how to teach kids how to honor to prevent a lot of sibling conflict. But when we're actually in the thick of it with kids and kids are frustrated with each other, how do we teach them to solve the problem? That's where Matthew 18 comes in. If you're not familiar with Matthew 18, when we say Matthew 18, it's just sort of shorthand for talking about the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 18, verses 15 to 20. In that section of Scripture, Jesus is talking to his disciples about how to solve conflicts. And basically he tells them, if you got a problem with each other, go right directly to each other. Don't start talking all around town. Go to each other. If you can't solve the problem, if you solve the problem together, great. If you can't solve the problem together, go get 2 or 3 others to help you solve that problem. If those 2 or 3 others can't help, go to the next authority over you. In the Christian's case, it would be the church. And after that, if you can't solve it, there's really no hope for you in that case. You need to part ways with each other for sure. But what Jesus is doing is he's setting up a basic model for conflict resolution that we can adopt into family life. So if we're going to take that same model, we're going to say, okay, if there's a problem between 2 siblings, go to each other and try to solve the problem without anyone else getting involved. If you can go to each other and solve that problem together, great. This is fantastic. You're learning an adult skill at an early age. But sometimes we can't solve that problem. Sometimes one of those 2 people isn't interested in solving the problem. And so in that case, you need to go get 2 or 3 people. Now, we're not going to go that far. We're not going to go grab other siblings or neighbors on the block or anything like that. We're going to say you are the other 2 or 3 people, mom and dad. And after that, we kind of stop at that point because mom and dad are the ultimate authority in family life. So if your kids first try to solve the problem together, but if they can't solve that problem, then they come to mom and dad. We want to teach our kids this very basic concept so that they can start approaching each other and then coming to us when approaching each other doesn't work. But if we're going to tell them to approach each other, we probably should teach them how to do that too. So how should kids approach each other when they're trying to solve a conflict? We kind of use this idea of what a lot of people call an I message or active listening. It goes by a lot of different names, but here's the basic structure. Let's say I'm upset about something. Maybe I wanted to play with the football and you have it. So rather than screaming about how you always get the football, I never get to play, you always take all the toys and everything like that with lots of emotion, lots of anger, lots of frustration, because that's just going to breed more problems, I want to approach you as my sibling and I want to say a very basic statement. I want to say how I feel and what is causing me to feel that way. So I feel upset when you don't share the football. Basic statement. I feel when you don't when you and just fill it right in there. So I feel upset when you don't share the football. And then I just want to say, what do you want the person to do? I would like you to share the football with me. So a very simple statement about what you should do in response to what I'm saying. Now, we need to teach our kids a couple of things. They need to have good emotional vocabulary. They need to be able to think of a solution. They're going to get good at this if we teach them emotional vocabulary, and I've got a free printable all about how to help kids manage big emotions that you can grab in the description down below that'll help you start teaching kids emotion language. We've got other videos on this channel that talk about thinking of a solution for a problem as well. So we need our kids to be able to do these skills in order for this to work. But if they can just say how they're feeling, why they're feeling that way, and what they want the sibling to do, that goes a huge way in getting the ball started. Now, You're the sibling. You're receiving this message. You have a decision to make right now. First thing you want to do is you want to say what you heard. I heard you say that you want me to share the football with you, right? Because we want to make sure we heard the right thing. Because sometimes we say things, I heard you say you always want me to give you the football. Well, no, that's not what the sibling said. So this repeating what you heard helps clarify to make sure the message was received correctly. Now our kids need to resolve this conflict. Now that we understand what the problem is, we need to come up with a solution. And maybe it's very simple. It could just be, okay, why don't you play with it now, and in 10 minutes, can I have it? Or maybe it's, okay, can we play together? Or sometimes, though, it goes the other way. It's, well, I actually grabbed it because I'm about to go play with my friends down at the park. So I kind of need this. What are we going to do now? And now there needs to be a deeper discussion. But we've helped the other sibling understand, I'm not taking this to bother you. I'm taking this because I'm going somewhere with it right now. And now there can be a deeper discussion. But by starting out the conversation with a very simple I message, I feel, when you, please, we're starting out the conversation without emotion, without anger, frustration, charges, accusations. We're just trying to solve a problem. And by having the other person in this conversation respond with just repeating what they've heard to clarify and make sure they got it right, we're putting them in the right frame of mind to help solve the problem. Now, we need to understand something. These are kids. They're not always going to be able to do this. So what do we do then? Sometimes a kid gives this I message and they try really hard to do it really well. And the sibling responds by yelling at them or denying everything. In that case, here's where Matthew 18 comes back in. We teach kids to say that same thing again a second time. Also, make sure you say it without yelling and screaming. Say, I feel frustrated when you take the football and I want to use it. Can I please have the football? Say it a second time. But now here's the part of Matthew 18 where you need to get other people. If you've said something twice, you want to teach your kids this. If they've said something twice, genuinely, they've made good eye contact, they've used a good tone of voice, it's been done the right way, and their sibling isn't responding or isn't coming up with a solution, it's time to go get mom. It's time to go get dad before we start getting heated. And I always tell the kids, you want to go get that extra help before you start getting frustrated and now you become the problem. Because right now, the problem is your sibling's not doing business with you. But the second you go over the top, you become the problem now too. And now we got two problems we got to deal with. So you want to come get us at this point. And when our kids come and get us, what you simply do is have your kid's going to come. They're going to say, Mom. And we teach our kid, how do you approach mom and dad? You don't want to come whine, Mom, he won't share the football. No, that ain't going to get me to want to listen to you. You want to tell them, my ears don't like to hear whine. They don't hear it too well. You want to come and simply state what happened. And then, a real simple way to do this, call the other kid over, and mom or dad, you just stand there and you just say, okay, I want you to do it again, but with me here now. You don't have to get involved in this thing. Most cases, you don't have to solve this. You're not the judge. You just need to be the authority who's now close by. You know how you drive better when you see the police car over there? Yeah, you're the police car now. They're going to start behaving better because you're there. And so that kid's just going to say again, I feel, when you, please, And now the other kid usually dials the emotion down and starts interacting. Sometimes they come up with a solution that works for both of them right there. Sometimes we hear that, oh, I have another reason, but I couldn't say it because I was just frustrated. I'm going out to play with my friends at the park and I need it. Sometimes we hear that. Sometimes we hear that. He always asks for it when I'm playing with it. I don't hog it. It's a false accusation. But now we can have a bit of a conversation at a toned down level because parent is there to help. And now you can help, monitor that conversation and help it happen the way it needs to happen. But if we approach it this way, it really goes a lot better than two people just screaming at each other and everybody going to their own corners, because then you come out and you scream and you make sure everybody's in their own corners because now we're all in the boxing ring and it's not going well. Helping kids solve conflicts using Matthew 18 works. It works with lots of different kids. I've seen it over and over and over again. But it takes time, it takes practice, it takes intentionality on our parts as parents to make sure our kids know how to do this and to support them when they try. Now, if you want more help with this and your kid's struggling with emotions, this is going to be a little bit tough for them. Grab that free download all about managing big emotions. You can get it in the description down below. Life can be different. Life can change. Hearts can change when we invite Jesus into the equation. He is the change maker. Remember to hit that like button on this video, and don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell. I've got another video coming out next week. You're going to want to see it, so ring that bell. Until next time, I'll see you later.